Tonight, as President Biden touches down in Hawaii, the federal government is facing a lot of criticism for a slow and weak response to the fires in Maui. And tonight, our Stassi Almos with the story of how a local nonprofit is on the front lines there picking up the government slack.
Walking around Lahaina looks like a cross between Ground Zero on 9/11 and like Hiroshima or Nagasaki after we dropped atom bombs.
Project DYNAMO founder Bryan Stern just got back to Tampa for more than a week of rescue missions in Maui.
Dynamo exists to work where the government isn't. That's kind of our charter.
Stern says his team of volunteers arrived within 20 hours of the fire starting in Lahaina, chartering 4 helicopters from a tourist company, Air Maui, to look for missing people.
Once the fire went out, people would register on our website, and then we would go to those addresses. We had a over 80% fail if the house was even there.
Upsetting, but Stern says not as upsetting as the lack of federal help he saw.
We didn't see any military aircraft flying. With our whole time there, we didn't really see a Black Hawk or a Chinook bringing things or people or even just flying around.
According to the Department of Defense, the day after the fire started, the National Guard dropped more than 100,000 gallons of water within 5 hours. President Biden approved a disaster declaration the next day on August 10th. That day, the DoD said they assigned 134 National Guard troops and 2 Chinook helicopters to response and search and recovery efforts.
Do you think that more people would have lived if response was quicker?
Just logic tells me that's the case.
On Monday, August 21st, FEMA said more than 1,000 federal personnel are in Maui, including 450 search and rescue teams with 40 cadaver dogs. But Stern says the government needs to assess their initial response and make changes before any future disasters.
If Dynamo, as a donor-funded NGO on a shoestring budget, was able to get 4 special operations guys on the ground, in the air, in helicopters, pulling people out of fire, we were able to do it. So it definitely can be done.
In Tampa, Stassi Almos, ABC Action News.